So I'm just going to talk to you for about 5 minutes to give you not a counterpoint to what Andrea said. This isn't point counterpoint, but some of you may be wondering, why am I hearing from a prosecutor at a seminar about indigent defense? Well, although we don't speak for prosecutors and the local prosecutors in your jurisdiction, they're members, and we've observed the development of these laws in the Senate Bill 7 indigent defense baby that has now been birthed and grown up here in Texas. And so we have maybe a unique perspective on it. We have enjoyed a good working relationship with Andrea and her group to try to make the system better. But, you know, I sit here and listen to her presentation, and one thing we never hear is why. Why aren't lawyers being appointed to misdemeanor defendants? Well, I'll tell you what, I think it's cheaper, it's quicker, and sometimes people think, you know, the criminal justice system just gets in the way, especially in small communities where everybody neither knows or knows of each other. Why do you have to go through all this legal stuff to reach a just resolution? And there is some merit to that. But the reality is that our criminal justice system has to be both just and it has to be efficient. As public officials, I know you feel, I hope you feel that obligation to deliver good bang for the buck for the public monies that you spend. The problem is that oftentimes those two things are in conflict. And when doing something in a manner that's constitutional and doing something in a manner that is efficient are in conflict, the constitutional interests have to win out. They have to, or the system doesn't deliver on its promise to the people who rely on it. So that's something that you have to keep in mind when it seems that there's a quick, easy way out to a short-term problem before you. You have to think of the long-term implications of that. Andrea already talked about both some of the ethical problems that prosecutors face in talking to unrepresented defendants and the legal problems, especially with the passage of House Bill 1178 in 2007, which specifically puts in statute and tells prosecutors that they are not to initiate conversations with unrepresented defendants or encourage them to waive the right to counsel. There's also a similar warning or prohibition for judges in that statute. But there's also, in addition to ethics and the legal prohibition, there's a practical reason for not doing so. And it's a little poison pill that's in that bill, which says if those provisions are violated, that waiver of counsel and the plea of guilt is going to be presumed to have been involuntary. What that means is it's no good. So, especially in misdemeanor cases, when you had the legislature increasingly creating punishment enhancements based on prior convictions, misdemeanor theft convictions, misdemeanor DWI convictions, misdemeanor family violence assault convictions, if the I's aren't dotted and the T's aren't crossed on those convictions, they're not going to be any good. And prosecutors aren't going to be able to use them again in subsequent cases. That's the price of choosing the short-term, easy solution that creates a long-term cost. So the best choice is to not do it, to abide by House Bill 1178. But again, we know why some people still aren't, because the easy way out is to not do it. Now, Andrea also brought up something that we've heard from prosecutors when we have trained on this issue, which is prosecutors will say, well, I can read the law, I understand what it says, but my judge insists on doing it this way. Now, the short answer is, well, prosecutors, a judge can't make you do anything you don't want to do. But the reality is, a judge can make you wish you had done what the judge wants you to do. That's the reality that prosecutors deal with every day. So what's on paper in the law is nice, but that's reality. So what we try to do is encourage them to work collaboratively. And that's what's so great about a seminar like this, is where you can come with people, other folks in your local community from different aspects of the system in your community and sit together and hopefully work together to solve some of these problems. The reality is that the legislature can put things in statute, but they can't implement them. It's football season, so I'll give you the analogy. They're the coaches up in the box calling the plays. You are the ones down on the field implementing the plays. Now, when a team loses, what happens? Fans blame the players. Players blame the coaches for calling bad plays. The coaches blame the players for not executing the plays that they called. But the problem is, a loss is a loss. The reality is everybody has to work together if you're going to succeed in implementing these laws and ensuring the long-term success of this system by not resorting to short-term, easy solutions. Now, all I can offer is not a guarantee that your local prosecutor is going to do the right thing. But what I can offer is that if your local prosecutor has questions about this, make sure that they know that they can call us as a resource. And we have training materials that we can give them. We can walk them through processes. And we can also connect them with other prosecutors who have had to address some of these challenges when, in a local jurisdiction, they're being told to do something that they're uncomfortable in doing. But also, if they just maybe need to be reminded what the law is, we can do that. Our job is not to tell them what to do. I work for them. They don't work for me. But I can help educate them about their duties as well. And so we're happy to do that. We're available to do that. We look forward to working with Jim's group and Andrea's group to continue to make sure that this law is properly implemented because it's for everybody's benefit. And I think now I know Andrea and I, we have negative 2 minutes for questions. Sorry. I'll turn it over. Are we done? If anyone has questions, I'll offer up Andrea to answer questions. How about that? Anyway? Okay. Thank you.